KZLG. Welcome to the Bunkie Panther High School Football Broadcast. It's brought to you by the Bunkie Panther Club. Get ready for exciting Bunkie Panther High School football. Now, let's go live to the stadium in the broadcast booth for the broadcast of tonight's Game of the Week.
Take it away, boys!
Only 32 teams remain in Class 2A football. 16 games being played tonight in the state of Louisiana. And this is one of them, one of the most anticipated games of that 2A playoff bracket. This is playoff week. The Bunkie Panthers on the road across the parish here in Mooreville, Louisiana to take on the Avoyelles Mustangs. Hello, everyone. I'm Josh Sauseda alongside Donnie Newton and for Mr. Lewis Coco, the daddy on the radio on the other end at the station. We welcome you to tonight's broadcast, round one of the Louisiana High School playoffs. What you think, Donnie?
Better yet, I'm not the one with the senior. What do you think, Josh? Because I know you've been up early, and I know you've been thinking about this one all day.
Donnie, I didn't know whether I needed a nerve pill, whether I needed a priest, or just a nap. My emotions were all over the place today. And it's been an emotional week, especially for both teams. And personally, I know for the Bunkie Panthers, they're coming in as a 29th seed. Avoyelles is a number 4 seed. But I tell you what, you could ask any player on that Bunkie side, they probably don't even know they're the 29th seed.
Oh,
they don't even care.
They have no clue, and they, one word, they believe.
That's right.
This team believes that, and look, a lot of teams in this situation probably deep down wouldn't, but it's a special situation, Josh. It's an in-parish game. It's a district game, and it's a game that they've already lost, but there's been a lot of things said in the media since then that's really, really lit a fuel under this team. Supposedly, you were there last night at a really good end-of-the-week practice last night under the lights. And I think we're just in for a really, really good game. I think it's the best 29-4 game in the state that's going to go on.
Absolutely.
And I think we're possibly here for one of the bigger upsets in the history of this game.
I hope you're right. You know, emotions will only take you so far. When the whistle blows, then it's crunch time. You know what I mean? So, going back to last week, Panthers coming off of a great district win, last game of the regular season with 9 seconds left. Well, 3 minutes left. Panthers were able to drive it down the field to set up a field goal, 37-yard field goal.
Just to get us to tonight. If it's not,
Just to get us to tonight.
that's it. This is a win-or-go-home type game last week.
One with 9 seconds left, and I asked Coach Nick, I said, what do they do mentally for your team? He's like, well, first of all, we don't win, we're not here.
Yeah.
We're not practicing. Second of all, now these kids have the experience of grinding it out in a close game. On the other side, Avoyelles, great football team. They're number 4 in the state for a reason. Their offensive, their offensive powerhouse. You got some stats you're going to give us a little bit later. They do what they do. They don't vary from it too often, but they do what they do well, and that's run the ball down people's throats. But they're just coming off of a loss, a 30-point loss to Red River.
Right.
So Panthers coming off of a big win, Avoyelles coming off a loss. Let's remember, these are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. Those emotions will play in.
Talked about it all year. You know, talent will bring you so far, but emotions factor into this game. And it's just a funny feeling in the air tonight, Josh. That I keep looking over at at the Panthers warming up. We talked to some coaches before the game. The bus ride was very serious here. It's been all business. They seem to have all their aggression kind of pin up, waiting until that 7 o'clock mark. And let's hope that's so. I did watch Avoyelles warm up, and I was literally watching them warm up, saying, "That's a hard play to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a hard play to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's over and over again." 2 things missing from Avoyelles. I did not see DeCarrion Sampson, who ate our lunch in week 4. I did not see him take 1 snap pre-game. He's dealing with a knee. We did not see Carlos Bazard. I do not think Carlos Bazard even dressed out for
No, he had surgery last week.
So
he's that's 2 key players for Avoyelles that the Panthers could possibly capitalize on. But Avoyelles had a lot of depth at running back, and They run a very simple and effective offense. Week 4, just to recap and to remind everybody, we lost that game 52-13, 50-13, somewhere like that, but it was a one-score game going into halftime.
Right.
Second half, they wore us down. Panthers had 3 turnovers and a safety in the back of the end zone. Momentum shifted way over that way. But tonight, I'm going to be looking at number 4 for Avoyelles, Joshua Williams, to step up and do something for Avoyelles. And also, you've got, of course, number 5, Gervais Wright, and number 26, Trevon Prater is going to be getting most of the snaps.
That's our 3 guys tonight. You're going to hear those 3 last names. You maybe, Josh, calling play-by-play, will say the name Castigate because he's their quarterback and he's taking the snap. Outside of that, we are serious when you might only say 3 offensive names for the entire night. We don't anticipate that to be the case for the Panthers. We think we'll come out and throw the ball a little bit. Hope we can bring in some of those passes and kind of get the Mustangs guessing as to what we're going to do, run or pass, to start this game.
All right, teams are about to take the field. We'll send it back to the station for the pregame show brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, and we'll bring it back here right before kickoff. You're listening to Bunkie Panther Radio, Z95.9.
Time for Riding Shotgun with the Gunslinger. Tough questions for football tough guy, Brett Favre. Your Brett. Auto, home, and life. Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau.
Good evening and welcome to another exciting night of Bunkie Panther football here on KZLG 95.9. This mighty Bunkie Panther radio pregame show is sponsored by your Avoyelles Parish Farm Bureau Insurance agent and play-by-play announcer, Josh Sauseda. Now let's turn it over to Josh with head football coach Nick Pujol for this week's matchup.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the Farm Bureau Insurance pregame show here on Bunkie Panther Radio. It is playoff time, a brand new season, and Bunkie is over here in Mooreville, Louisiana, to take on the Avoyelles Mustangs. I'm sitting here with Coach Nick Pujol, getting ready for round 1. Coach, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great, man. It's already dark. The lights are on, ready to go.
Coach, before we get into tonight's game, I want to ask you something about last week. You ended the regular season on a game-winning field goal that was set up with an impressive drive under 3 minutes. Kicked the field goal with 9 seconds left. My blood pressure is just coming down from that game. How important was that win mentally for your football team?
I mean, first off, it was important because if we don't win, we're not having this conversation right now. So just to keep the season alive. And I think mentally we've been in some battles, especially the 2 weeks before the Winfield game was a one-possession game, and it could have gone either way, and we ended up on the wrong side of that one. And to be able to, fight and claw and play a one-possession game and then finish, I just think it gives the guys the confidence that, hey, we can fight and battle for 4 quarters, and we're capable of winning a game at the end.
Now let's talk about this week. How was practice, the energy level? Of course, kids coming off of a big win like that, knowing that they made the playoffs and playing a familiar team. How was the energy level preparing for practice this week?
I'd say energy's probably about as good as you could ask for. Week 1 of the playoffs, everybody is super excited. We're clearly riding a little bit of momentum from last week's win and hoping that carries over tonight.
Now, Avoyelles is a district opponent and an in-parish rival. You faced him earlier in the season and lost to him, and you get to see him again round 1. Is it an advantage or disadvantage to face a familiar team twice in 1 year, especially in the playoffs?
I think specifically with Avoyelles, it's an advantage. Maybe if it had been like a Manny or somebody like that, Manny may have been aggravated with us, and that would have been a disadvantage. But I think just because of who it is, I think it's an advantage, especially for us being the underdog. Some familiarity, it just makes them seem human. Sometimes you go on the road to some big cities and play some other schools that you've never seen, and to the kids, the other guys look like freaks, So the fact that we know who they are, we've played them in JV. I mean, half these guys know each other outside of school. So I think just having them be human really, really helps us, and I think it's an advantage for us.
Now, you sure have been battle-tested through the season, and your offense is, pretty dynamic compared to what Avoyelles does, which is just run the ball. They're going to grind it out on the ground. What are some key factors? What are some keys to the game tonight that you have to do and your team has to do to win?
One, we need to get them behind the chains. If we can give them some 0-yard or negative play here or there to kind of get them out of flow on their offensive side, that'd be big for us. Obviously, they go for it on 4th down, so if you can get a stand, sometimes you get that ball in a short field. Offensively, it comes down to two things. Offensive lines got to be able to block their assignments. We've got to be able to run the ball consistently for positive yardage. And two, our receivers are going to have the chance and the opportunities to make some plays. We're going to be able to get them the ball in space. If they can routinely catch the ball and get as much as they can, then I think that's going to give us an opportunity to move that ball.
And finally, what was your focus of the week this week?
Focus of the week this week was details. And that's mainly talking about their offense. Notice all the details about what stances they're in. Is more weight on the right hand, the left hand. All these tiny little bitty things that you can pick up on film that can maybe give us an advantage or maybe tip their hand prior to the play. Just be focused on all the little details.
All right, Coach, round 1 tonight. Hopefully I'll be talking to you next week about our round 2 opponent. Let's take care of business and good luck.
Appreciate it, Josh.
All right, that's the Farm Bureau Insurance pregame show. Kickoff is just moments away. The Bunkie Panthers taking on the Avoyelles Mustangs here in Mooreville, Louisiana. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's pregame show with play-by-play announcer Josh Sauseda and head football coach Nick Pujol of the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network. This pregame show has been brought to you by your Avoyelles Parish Farm Bureau Insurance agent Josh Sauseda. Coming up, another exciting night of Bunkie Panther football here on KZLG 95.9 or online kzlgradio.com.
Farm Bureau proudly supports our Bunkie Panthers. Hey, this is Josh Sauseda, your local Farm Bureau agent. If you're looking for great rates, fast claims, and real service, give me a call at 318-201-0577. Join our family so we can take care of yours.
Great rates, fast claims, real service, auto, home, and life. Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau.
Sean Supercenter in Hesper has straight shooting prices on guns and ammunition. We carry brands you can trust in any caliber you could want. Whether you're looking for a firearm for your next outdoor adventure, something for the shooting range, or even something for home defense, our prices are the best in Central Louisiana, and we receive new shipments every day. Sean Supercenter is also known for our catering. Let us make your next gathering the taste of the town. The store is stocked with fresh produce and quality meat, and we even have a butcher on site for custom cuts. Start your next adventure by visiting our deli, which serves plate lunches every day. We cook those home-style plate lunches that everyone in Avoyelles loves. And from the menu, we serve the best burgers, sandwiches, po' boys, wraps, and seafood. Call 597-9940 to place an order or stop by any day of the week. We open early and we'll have biscuits and hot coffee waiting for you. Sean Super Center, Main Street in Hesmer.
I love my new mobile banking app from my bank. With mobile deposit on my smartphone, all I need to do is tap and snap. Next thing you know, the check's in the bank. Now instead of waiting in line at the bank, my friends and I are sitting front row at our concert. My bank rocks.
Simsport State Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Online at simsportstatebank.net.
You're listening to the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network across the universe and on your radio at KZLG, Mansura, Louisiana, Z95.9.
All right, Bunkie won the toss, and they elected to receive. So here's the capital sign kickoff. We're going to be kicking it off right to left. Ball teed up at the 40, but Avoyelles does do a lot of onside kicking. That was practiced all week at Panther Stadium. So let's see what they do here. Back deep to receive for the Panthers. We've got number 1, Tanner Lemoyne, and number 14, Day Alfred. But we do have the other 9 Panthers bunched up around the 50-yard line, anticipating an onside kick. Again, Panthers coming in this game seated 29. Avoyelles seated 4.
Josh, can I say before the game even starts that this is a huge play right here?
Absolutely.
You know, you don't want Avoyelles obviously will get the ball in the second half to start the game. You obviously don't want them to also have it start the first half. Possessions are key for the Panthers tonight.
Yeah.
Key and crucial. We have to come up with this onside kick right here.
Talked to Coach Nick right before the game, before I came up here to the press box. He said we get a few He said, the team is jacked. We get a few bounces our way. Watch out. So they are ready to play. Tonight, the Panthers are dressed in red pants, white jerseys, red helmets, the Bulls in all blue helmets, jerseys, and pants with a gray stripe on the side. Here it is, round one of the playoffs in 2A football starts now. And it is a dud of a kickoff offside for the entire team on the Avoyelles side. They're going to re-kick this, Donnie.
Yeah.
Looks like the players are pointing towards each other.
Well, there ain't nothing for them to point towards the Panthers about.
He kicked the ball, made contact with it.
Which then I'm assuming we can then accept that penalty and get the ball, correct?
Looks as though that's going to be the case. Panther offense takes over.
Avoyelles kicking team doesn't really leave the field because they are only dressing out about 30 guys, so it's kind of the same crowd.
So let's see where they spot the ball. It looks like the Panther offense takes the field. Sauseda at quarterback tonight, and the ball is going to be placed at the 41-yard line in Avoyelles territory. So they make the first mistake of the game on the kickoff. Let's see what the Panthers do on offense, and I've got butterflies right now.
Good.
Jesus. Double formation. Sauseda in the shotgun with ease to his left. Ease now steps to the right. Here's motion to the near side. Sauseda fakes the handoff, tosses it out to Kyle Johnson on the right side, looking for room. He's not going to find any. Brought down right behind the line. And a little excessive tackling there and some taunting. This is going to be an emotional game.
Lost the 3 right there on the play. I think we'll probably go back to this play earlier. If he had handed that ball to John Michael, there was space to run there. So possibly just looking at something here. But loss of 3 on the play, Josh, will bring up a 2nd and 13 here.
The Mustang defense is very aggressive, very fast. And Coach Nick did want to come out throwing the ball in some spread formation to see how they line up. He's an exceptional game planner with the personnel that he has. Let's see what happens here on a 2nd and 13 play. Same formation. Sauseda standing on his 50. Takes the ball, drops back to pass. Looking to the left. Dumps it out to John Michael on the left side. Got the room around the corner. He's going to be close to the first down. That's going to be a 12-yard pickup on the far side. Great play on 2nd and 13. Let's see how close it is, Donnie.
State is the first down, Josh.
First down. Oh, no, short. They wanted to move the change, and now they're not.
But the guy holding the marker motioned for everyone to follow him down the field.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 1 for the Panthers. Ball at the 31-yard line of the Mustangs. Very important 3rd down play here early in this football game. 10:25 to go in the first quarter. Brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Trip receivers to the near side. Sauseda rolls out to the near side. He's going to keep it himself. Got a lot of room. Right up the middle. First down and more. Still on his feet. Across the 20 to the 15. That is a first down brought to you by Roy Scott and James for the Bunkie Panthers.
We'll bring it all the way down to the 13, Josh. It's going to be very hard for us tonight. Avoyelles did not paint patches. They didn't paint numbers on half the field. But I do see this ref.
We can't even see the hash marks from up here. Sorry, folks.
Because they're not there.
I'll give you as close as I can, where the ball looks like it's spotted inside the 15, let's call it the 13 and a half yard line. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, moving left to right. Under 10 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Tight bunch formation to the right in the shotgun. Sauseda keeps it himself to the left side. Now reverses field, trying to get around the edge. Makes a move. He's inside the 5. Still fighting off tackler. Close to the first down, 9-yard pickup.
9-yard pickup. Good call, Josh, right there. He's a long way away from us. I can tell you right now, Hayden is jacked. That sucker's running like a man on a mission right there. Very good cutback by him. I see Kevin Armstrong checking in, and 2 others checked in. I didn't see who they were, but you can expect Kevin coming in maybe at some hard-fought yardage right here.
Short yardage situation for sure. It's 2nd and 1. Panthers can't get a first down at the 4. Ball is spotted at the 5. Bunch formation.
There's no one on our
Sauseda under center. It's going to be a quarterback sneak up the middle. He's going to fight for a yard. It looks like he may have it. Short gain. The referee's stopping the clock, and I believe he's going to give him the first down. That is another first down, sponsored by Roy Scott and James. Now the Panthers looking at a first and goal. Chains did not move.
Nothing has moved yet. I'm waiting for them to flip that sign. They're possibly called.
Yeah, first and goal. They dropped the chains, first and goal from the 4-yard line now. Sauseda took that as a quarterback sneak. Got what he needed. Same formation now. We've got two up backs, two receivers to the near side. Again, Sauseda keeps it up the middle, fighting for yardage. Right up the middle, going to be close. No call yet. Both referees standing on the left. That is a Factor Steel Building touchdown. Panthers strike first here in this football game on the road, and what a momentum builder for the Bunkie Panthers to march down the field 41 yards and punch it in from 4 yards out. And who better to do it than senior linebacker / quarterback Hayden Sauseda? 8 minutes to go.
One little change tonight. So the past few weeks, we've seen Luke Smith taking extra points. I see John Michael Eads is out there tonight. Luke did miss one last week. Has served a very good purpose for us, even if it's just to give John Michael 30 extra seconds on the bench. But Eads is the end for the extra points.
Yeah, I think you put your most experienced guy on this big of a stage. He's got ice in his veins. Here's the extra point. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and it's a beauty. He almost kicked it out of the stadium. It's good. With 8:08 to go here in the first quarter, brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Panthers on top, 7-0. We'll take a quick break to listen to Bunkie Panther Radio, Z 95.9.
If you wanna pay more, that's your business. You wanna pay more, that's our business. Bond value.
Real value, real savings. Find it at bondvalue.com.
Cars, trucks, SUVs, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep.
11 makes, 98 models, 5 convenient locations. One great deal.
Bond value.
Now that's a bond value.
All right, welcome back, folks. We've got 8 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the opening quarter, brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Panthers punched it in from 1 yard out for a Factor Steel Building touchdown. Hayden Sauseda right up the middle. It's 7-0. Here is the capital sign kickoff. Kicking off left to right. Luke Smith doing the kick, and he's going to pooch kick it towards the middle of the field. It does find a void. Javez Wright, who fair catches it at the 25. And now here is the test. Can the Panther defense slow down the Avoyelles Mustangs running game? They haven't been stopped all year, but they've been slowed down. Can the Panthers do it?
Yeah, this is a big possession early. We'll see something here. But look, the thing about Avoyelles is any listeners know they're not going to punt the ball. If we can have them make a couple mistakes, get them in the backfield at any time, and put them in some long down and distance situations, they might come up on the 3rd and 14 and then make it a 4th and 9. They're still going for it regardless of where they are on the field.
A very important possession here. Their first possession for the Mustangs. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Bunkie got a 5-man front. 3 linebackers, 2 dogs, and a safety. Coffee under center. The ball rolls on the ground. Panthers may have jumped on it. No. Avoyelles jumps back on it. That's number 26, Prater. That's Trevon Prater, who jumped back on the football. Loss of 1. 2nd and 11 for the Mustangs.
Just as we wanted to dial it up, a couple mistakes by them put them way behind the sticks. And they are so hard-headed on that. They lost a football game earlier this year against the number 1 seed in 2A due to not punting. So they're going to stick with their game plan. Bunkie's going to stick with theirs. Brings up a 2nd and 11.
Moving right to left. Game clock at 7.5 minutes here in the first quarter. Here's right motion. Toss to him to the right side. Following blockers. He's stacked up. Not going to get much. Bunkie defense stops him after a 2-yard gain for Wright. And that sideline is pumped.
That sideline's pumped. The crowd is pumped. There is not an empty seat in the Bunkie visiting section over there.
Very important 3rd down play. 3rd down and 9 for the Mustangs. And like you said, if we can keep them behind the stick, they're going to go for it on 4th down. They do not punt the ball. They don't kick field goals. They don't kick extra points. They don't believe in special teams. They don't kick off. They just onside it. They believe in running the football. Top the gate under center now. 3rd and 9 for the Mustangs. Motion. That's Williams here to the near side. Got an opening. He's supposed to tackle. He's off to the races, and he's going to be gone. Nobody is going to catch him. That's going to be a touchdown for the Mustangs. That's how explosive that offense can be. Got out of a two-string tackle right there, Josh, and broke it all the way. Very deceiving backfield that the Mustangs had. No flags on the field, so that touchdown is going to stand. That was a little counter play here to the near side, and Williams is probably the fastest guy on the field. Yeah. Panthers tonight playing a very tight defense. So if you get past the first and second level, which Williams did, there's nobody back there to stop it. The Mustangs answer back with a touchdown of their own, 6-7, and they're going to go for 2. I will bet you $5 it's going to be a toss right to number 5, right on the right side. Here's a 2-point conversion. It's going to be handoff up the middle, and the Avoyelles Mustangs are going to score their 2-point conversion. I just lost $5 from him. That's okay. He's carried this broadcast all year. 8-7, the Mustangs on top, and we'll wait for the kickoff. Wow, I'm out of breath already, man. Yeah, we're a great start to this game. We've only played 5.5 minutes so far. There's already been 15 points scored. They're just going to come with different running backs and different running backs. I do want to say we haven't seen number 16. He might not be dressed out. Zakarian Sampson was the leading rusher in the game earlier this year that Bunkie played Avoyelles, and I have yet to see him. However, Javez Wright, a running back for them, has 120 carries on the year, so he's no stranger. And Prater has 85 carries on the year, and the kid Williams that just carried it, I think I saw he had around 55 carries on the year. So even with their 2 main guys out, they've still got guys with plenty experience. So here's the kickoff. Brushy by Capital Signs. Ball teed up at the 40, kicking off right to left. 6:31 to go here in the opening quarter. Brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Hoops kick right in the middle of the field, taken in by Day Alfred at the 25. Looking for some room. Breaks the tackle. Brought down just short of the 40 where the Panthers will take over on offense. First drive the Panthers had, they had good field position in Mustang territory at the 41. Drove downfield and scored. Best thing right here that could happen is just another drive just like that. A consistent, positive drive. Panthers only attempted 1 pass. Most of the damage was on the ground. Looks like we're going to take over on our own. I'd call that the 38 maybe. Like I said, it'll be a guessing game all night, but I think it's the 38. 38-yard line moving left to right. Panthers come out with 4 receivers to the near side. Shotgun formation. 1 to the top. That's Eves in at quarterback. Sends Lemoyne in motion. A toss to him to the near side. It's going to be a reverse to Day Alfred. He's going to be almost dropped in the backfield. Now reverses field. Cuts it up the middle. Picked up a 3 yards. And those 3 yards were all Day Alfred. How we got 3 yards on that play, I have no idea. I don't think I don't think I've seen that play yet this year. That's twice I will say early. That we've had some openings to that left side. To the first play, John Michael East had a hole in the left side early. And Lemoyne Tanner, if he keeps it and doesn't toss it back, he has some room there as fast as he is. I'm pretty sure the coaches up here see that. So 2nd and we'll call it 6 for the Panthers. Ball right at the 40. Doubles formation. Eves checks in at running back now with Sauseda at quarterback. Option play to the near side. Here's a toss to John Michael Eves. And a flag is thrown. This could be holding as Eves is knocked out of bounds. We'll see what the call is. I think it's a hold on Nick Bain. Holding call on the Panthers. That's going to erase that game by Day Alfred. That play was an option that looked to maybe throw it over the top right there that we burnt the Mustangs on in the first game. I was paying attention to the receiver right there. He was well covered. They definitely did their homework on that. 10-yard penalty for the Panthers. They will replay 2nd down. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line, moving left to right now. A lot of yardage to get back. 2nd, and we'll call it 17. First down marker is, I'm going to guess here, 47-ish. yard line. Shotgun formation again. 4 receivers. Tanner Lemoyne in at running back with Sauseda at quarterback. Here's a snap. Hand off to Tanner Lemoyne on the left side. Tries to cut it up, break the tackle. Nowhere to go. He's bottled up in the backfield. Loss of 2. And we'd like to see some of that momentum from the first drive come to life here. What does Coach Nick have drawn up on a 3rd and 18 play?
You ain't got many of those in your arsenal, but you got to have a little bit better blocking than what we had right there. Not a lot of room for Lemoyne to run. Avoyelles is a big defensive front, and our guys aren't as big as theirs. We got to somehow find a way to hold up right there.
4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Mustangs lead 8-7. 3rd down and 18 for the Panther offense. Sauseda takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking to pass. Now he scrambles. He's going to be brought down in the backfield for a sack and a loss of yardage. Couldn't find anybody open, well covered there by the Mustang defense.
Nowhere to go right there. Either that's kind of a coverage sack right there. Their secondary did a really good job of bottling our guys up, and we're going to punt, and we went way backwards on that drive.
Yeah, went the wrong way. 4th and forever. John Michael's going to punt the ball. He's standing on his own 10-yard line. Now we'll punt it off. Nobody back to receive for the Mustangs. They're just playing their base defense. They have no special teams, offense and defense, and that's it. He gets it off. It is a good spiraling punt to the far side. Checks up. Now takes a Mustang bounce down at the 45-yard line. Mustangs will have good field position after that terrible drive by the Panthers. Let's see if the Panthers can come up with a turnover, or at least a turnover. It's going to be a turnover one way or the other.
Yeah, that's it. You got to either have a turnover or a turnover on downs, not a touchdown by them.
Last time the Mustangs were on the field, took them 3 plays to score from over 60 yards out. It was a touchdown run by Joshua Williams. Good Bible name, Joshua.
Josh Williams is 5'4", 155. It's very hard to see.
Probably runs a 4.442. 3:34 to go here in the first quarter. Here's a snap. Toss to the right side. Jarvis right. He's going to gain 5 yards. Brought down right at midfield to the right side. Well, they bring a lot of blockers. They bring them all. That running back is running behind their whole team. Everyone that's on the field, that running back is basically running behind them. Picked up a 4 ball right at midfield now, moving right to left. 2nd down and 6 to go. Panthers looking for a spark on defense. See Kesman Armstrong playing left end tonight. Huck Pius playing the other end. Usually they sub out. Tonight we're going 5 down linemen. Hand off to the right side. He breaks loose the running back. That's 26. Still breaking tackles. They'll have the first down across the 40 to the 35-yard line. First down for the Mustangs. They are marching down the field. Panthers need a 0 or negative play here to get the momentum back.
A penalty on the Mustangs, something. We got to back them up a little bit. The sideline was so jacked up to start this game, especially after our score. Now we just got to get this defense going right here.
2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Brought to you by J&J Exterminating. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 36-yard line in Panther territory. Toss here to the near side, looking for room. Tackled right across the 35. Looks like that was Joshua Williams on the carry.
Britt the tackle right there. Britt did a really good job of shedding a block, or at least getting around the block and making a tackle.
Looking for a big game from Britt Richey tonight. I watched some film of week 4. I actually watched that game twice during the week. And Britt Richey is a different player from week 4 to tonight. And he's going to be key into stopping those counters and any outside runs. 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs. Here's right in motion. Handoff to the right side. As Prayer tries to jump the line. Now he's tackled. 4-yard gain on the right side. Right at the 30. 3rd down and 4 for the Mustangs. And anywhere, and I see Joshua Williams coming up gingerly.
He looks like he's okay, though. It's as we've said a couple times, it's a little hard to see across there, but it looks like they've got to get to roughly the Panther 25-yard line, and the ball is marked on exactly the 30. So we got 2 plays to try to hold them to less than 5 yards. Can the Panther defense do it? Time to step up. 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs. Here's right in motion. A toss to him to the right side, following blockers. Close to the first down. He's short about 2 yards. And we know the Mustangs are going for it. Can the Panthers stop them here on 4th down? Really good pursuit right there by number 77, Bronson Davis. Bronson kind of tracked him down from behind. One thing about these runs, they take a little time to develop because there's so many blockers in front. So the back is kind of like in a Le'Veon Bell situation where you see him trying to read. While that was happening, Bronson got around a block and made a tackle. Big 4th down here for the Panthers. Huge for this Panthers defense. 4th down and 2 for the Mustangs. Right, it's going to be a handoff to the right side. Looks like Prater's going to have it right across the 25 to the 24. Was hit initially at the line, and then a second effort got him the first down. First down and 10 for the Mustangs inside the 25. Officials are stopping the clock for a second here. They're calling both teams to the middle, and I'm guessing this might be a little this is a little words of wisdom. About let's try to keep this clean. It is obviously a very intense game, and there's been a lot of words said leading up to this game, and they're just going to try to quell some of that right here. 17 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's possibly going to be the last play of the opening quarter, brought to you by J&J Exterminating. They break the huddle. That's the first time I've ever seen that. This is a Baton Rouge official crew. It's the first time I've ever seen calling games that an official brings both teams to the ball, the huddle, and say a few words. It wouldn't surprise me if it's almost as a warning, like, hey, anything else goes on, here's your warning, you're ejected if something happens. So they won't run another play. They'll run down the clock, and that is the end of the first quarter here in Mooreville, Louisiana. The Mustangs on top of the Panthers, 8-7. We'll take a quick break. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Louisiana pests can be a formidable opponent, but J&J Exterminating is ready to tackle them on their own turf. J&J Exterminating is Louisiana's largest independently owned pest control company, and we know what works in Louisiana's climate, from ants to termites and everything in between. J&J Exterminating will protect your home or business with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Get the shield. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Capital Signs and Awnings is a nationwide sign manufacturer and service provider based right here at home in Bunkie. There's no job too large or too small. So give us a call for all of your signage needs. Call 318-346-9898. Here's that number again. 318-346-9898. Capital Signs and Awnings of Bunkie.
All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. This is the second quarter brought to you by Crazy Katie's, about to be underway. The teams flip fields will be moving left to right now. I want to remind you, if you're not in the listening area, or if you know family, friends, alumni outside the listening area, you can download the KZLG radio app in the App Store for iPhone, KZLG. Or you can listen online, kzlgradio.com. And I think we've got people everywhere. We've had Joseph Soup-Bone Campbell listening from South Carolina. Jake Richay's usually checked in from Tampa. So we've got people all over the state, all over this country listening to this game right here. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs inside the 25. Right in motion, the handoff to him on the right side. And he's upended across the 20. He'll gain 4. Close to 5 on the first play of the second quarter. A lot of momentum there, right? Checking in at 6'2", 225 pounds, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah, 6'2", 220 for Gervais Wright. And they've got I don't think he plays much on offense, maybe a little bit as a tight end. Jalen Smith, I saw him walking off the field earlier. 6'5", 220. He is built like a man. 2nd and 5 for the Mustangs now. Ball inside the 20. Kosicki under center. Here's right in motion. Handoff to the right side. Prater bouncing off of defenders. Gets close to the 15.
we'll call it the 16. Good job there by the Panthers. There's so many blockers in front. It takes a while for the Panthers to get there. Short gain, 3rd and 3 for the Mustangs now.
Yeah, John Michael Eaves, first one there, had his hands on the ball trying to rip it away. You don't really see the Mustangs, fumble often like that. They have really good ball security.
It's mostly on exchanges.
Exactly. Kevin Armstrong was there to clean it up, bring up a 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3. Need a big negative play here for the Panther defense. Right in motion, toss the him to the right side. Following blockers, he will have the first down. Close to the 12. First down for the Bulls Mustangs, and that's what they do. They want 3 yards at a time. Those big plays are just candy. That's just some lanyard. And this is their offense.
Those big plays eventually come, and they come because as a defense, you just stood there and you held them to 3, and you held them to 3, and then they got 5, and then you're deflated, you're tired, and do it again. Eventually, you let your guard down, you get tired, and you give up the big play.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs on the 12-yard line. They can get a first down at the 2. Under 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Brought to you by Crazy Katie's. Sauseda under center. Tight formation. And the Mustangs come off. False start on the Mustangs. That'll back them 5 yards. Gives the Panthers a little more breathing room with their backs against the wall.
So these are the things that we kind of need to work in our favor right here. Look, I do feel Avoyelles has been a little bit in control of this game so far. It's a 1-point game right here. Then now they got a 1st and 15. You've got to keep them behind the sticks like this. And if we can bring up a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and then that turns into a 4th and 7 or so, you can really pin your ears back and try to get this to turnover on down.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for on defense, is to get the Mustangs in a 4th and long situation and possibly turn it over. 1st and 15 now. Ball spotted inside the 20. We'll call it the 17-yard line. Right in motion, toss to him to the right side, following blockers, and he's cut down. Good tackle there by the middle linebacker. I believe that was Caleb Gaillon on the tackle, along with Kesmond Armstrong. His helmet comes off. Let's see who's in that ball. That's Hayden Sauseda as he makes the tackle. No, that is Caleb Gaillon makes the tackle. Good job by him. Senior, been playing hurt with a bum shoulder all year long, and he's giving it all he's got tonight.
The one thing about Kevin's helmet coming off is he does, under LHSA rules, have to check out for at least 1 play.
2nd and 14 for the Mustangs. Ball on the 16-yard line. Right in motion, toss to him again. He's trying to get to the outside. Following blockers, he's going to have an alley to the end zone, and the Mustangs score with ease.
They ran exactly to Kesman's replacement right there. I kept my eye on him. That came in for him. Now, there is an injured Mustang on the ground. That is number 79, Terry Augustine, who checks in.
He's fine. He's getting back out on the field.
He checks in at 6'7" on their roster, 400 pounds.
He looks close to that. He's 6'7", no doubt. I'd give him 360, 370.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Nevertheless, he's big. The Mustangs score again, 14-7. They scored 8:40 to go here in the second quarter, and they're going to go for 2.
Big 2-point conversion right here. Keeps it a 1-possession game for the Panthers if they can stop them on this 2-point conversion.
Here's a snap, handoff to the right side.
Did not get it.
No good. Panthers really stack him up. Good play there. Kesmond Armstrong there on the tackle, along with Jalen Jenkins, who's had a great senior year on defensive line. Keep this ball game a 1-score game, 14-7. Mustangs on top. 8:40 to go here in the second quarter. We'll keep it here as they get ready to tee it up for the Capital Signs kickoff. Now, Panthers' first drive of the football game drove it down with ease, mainly on the ground, punched it in for a score. Second drive, they went backwards. They went backwards, and they were looking at about a 4th and 25, had to punt the ball away. Let's see what they do now. Getting the ball again. Now that Coach Nick and the players have seen this defense twice, let's see what they come out and run. Most importantly, you can never rest even on kickoff return, because Avoyelles is onside kick often. Yeah, I'm looking. We have 2 guys back. That's Day, Alfred, and Tanner Lemoyne, and 9 guys up front. 5 on the front line, 4 on the line behind. And I feel like Coach Boone, his coaching style, once he gets up, he keeps pushing the throttle. Here might be the time you see a true onside kick. Yeah, they're definitely lined up for it to come right at us towards the Avoyelles bench. It's going to be an onside kick here to the near side. That's Kyle Johnson's going to take it. He's going to advance it to the 40 for the Panthers to take over. Good job there by Kyle Johnson, high pointing that high bounce onside kick and returning it to the 40. Panthers have good field position. I've said this all year. I'm so impressed by the things that are not going to show up on the stat sheet from Kyle Johnson. Kyle knows that they can't touch that ball before 10 yards, and he waited for his exact right hop, which was at exactly 10 yards. He saw that hop coming from a ways away, high pointed, and then says, look, I don't have to fall. I'm a good enough athlete to go and give the Panthers. He picked up 10 yards right there. It's a great high football IQ from a freshman in Kyle Johnson. Yeah, he's got some playing time last year as an 8th grader. He's a freshman this year. He's got an incredible future ahead of him. Panthers in the huddle taking their time. That's 8.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter, brought to you by Crazy Katie. Panthers take over in Mustang territory at the 39. Moving right to left on your radio dial. Pius checks in at running back. Sauseda hands the ball up to him right up the middle. Whistle blown before the snap. No, I didn't see it. False start called. I didn't see it either, and they're right in front of it. Obviously, an official saw it. That's going to back the Panthers up 5. And didn't need that. No, we definitely don't need to be way behind the chains. I see Coach Nick went immediately to the side judge to ask who was it, because he definitely didn't see it either. They're going to back it up. We're going to now start this drive on the Mustang 44-yard line. While they're breaking out the huddle, I want to thank Richie Redmond. He did the fireworks here for Avoyelles High School, but it almost felt like a home game. Great fireworks show for Richie Redmond. 1st and 15 for the Panthers. Inside the 45. Hand off to Hook Pius right up the middle. He's cut down. Not going to get much there. Running right into the teeth of the Mustang defense. Pickup of a yard, maybe. Yeah, great fireworks show and a great sign of sportsmanship right there. I thought, very easy to say, no, I'm not doing it. And Richie's kind of the only one around here that really has that type of setup. Has a son that's a senior on the team for Bunkie. And I thought that was very nice of Richie to, that's what Avoyelles wanted. That's what they were going to pay for. And he did a very good job for them. So kudos to him. 2nd and 14 for the Panther offense now. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Huck Pius stays in and running back. Here's a snap. Sauseda drops back to pass. Hits Kyle Johnson on the near side at the 40. Fighting for yards, still on his feet. Ball comes out late. Gain of 4. Gives the Panthers a 3rd down and 10. Yeah, that false start penalty was real. Just getting all that yardage back to get that false start penalty yardage back. That's a play that the Panthers thought would be open as those little passes in the flat, just by the way that the Mustangs played the Red River Bulldogs last week. I'm not going to say that it wasn't open, but man, they got to the ball fast. Dude, they're fast. Goodness. 3rd and 9. They'll call it at the 39. Panthers come out with a spread formation. Huck Pius stays in at running back. Ball's on the near hash. Sauseda drops back to pass again. Throws it off tip. It's going to be intercepted off the tip. Mustangs take over after an interception. And that's very dangerous when the ball's tipped in the air. That's worst case scenario. Augustine, a freshman for the Mustangs, comes up with that ball, just puts up, went right in his hand. I'm surprised the Panthers aren't keeping it on the ground with Sauseda and Eves like they did on their first drive and had so much success on. Eves is not in at all that offensive possession. Maybe giving him a breather because I do see that he's out here on defense, but we'll definitely need John Michael Eves all hands on deck tonight because he's been a huge playmaker for the Panthers all season. 6:54 to go here in the second quarter. Mustangs take over on offense at the 35. Right in motion, hand off to him on the right side. runs over a defender. Across the 40 is where they'll spot the ball. Good run there by Wright. He is a load to take down.
That he is. And look, he really runs to the same spot almost every time. At least that's what we've seen so far. You kind of have an idea what's coming. You know they're not putting the ball in the air, and it's still 6-7 yards a pop.
And the whistles are blown before this second down play. A timeout was taken. We'll see who took it. No indication. We'll take a quick timeout. This timeout brought to you by Sean Supercenter. We'll be right back. This is Bunkie Panther Radio, Z95.9.
For all your eye care needs, it's LaPointe Eye Clinic in Bunkie. Dr. Paul LaPointe and his staff invite you in. Glasses, contact lenses, eye exams. It's all in one place. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive. Call 346-7208 and set up your appointment. Dr. LaPointe accepts most insurance plans. Call 346-7208. Stay tuned after the game and find out who's going to be the LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game. LaPointe Eye Clinic. They are simply the best.
All right, coming out of the timeout, the Mustangs are looking at a 2nd and 4 from their own 42 after the interception off the tip ball they took over on offense. Here's Williams in motion. Hand off to him to the left side. He's squirting through some defenders. Going to have the first down near the 50-yard line right on the logo. Man, he is so dangerous. He is so fast.
He's so fast, and he's very low to the ground right there. I watched Beckett Johnson come up and make that play. I thought I noticed Beckett limping a little bit off the field at that timeout right there. He looked a little ginger, and then
he is playing with an injury.
And then the running back's helmet kind of landed in his knee right there, but Beckett stays in the game.
1st and 10, ball right at midfield for the Mustangs. Right in motion again. Hand off to Prater on the right side. A lot of room. Cross the 45. Pick up a 6. And this Mustang offense is getting some traction.
Yeah, they're turning now. Mustang offense is definitely turning right now. And here's the deal. It's 5.5 minutes to go before the half. And then they get the ball to start the half.
2nd and 5 for the Mustang offense. Taking their time. They'd like to run out the rest of this clock here remaining in the second quarter. Brought to you by Crazy Katie. Going to halftime up. Here's a snap right in motion. Toss the hint to the right side. Fighting through tackles. We'll have the first down again. Another first down. Ball at the 38 for the Mustangs. 1st and 10.
And if I'm Avoyelles, not that they are going to do anything, and not that they're going to ask for my opinion, but I don't do anything different than what I'm doing right there.
4 or 5 yards of carry. That'll win a football game every night of the week.
Yep. 4.5 to go here in the half. Bunkie down 14-7. Only a 1-possession game. Need a turnover here, Josh.
1st and 10 from the 39. Here's Williams in motion. Hand off to him to the far side. Runs into the blockers. Now bounces it out to the right side. Stays on his feet. Well, he's got great balance. Pick up a 6 on the left. I believe Jalen Jenkins had his hands on him. And he spun around and stayed on his feet. Would have been a negative play.
Second time we've seen him tonight with great balance on the touchdown run earlier, if you remember. I think it was Caleb Guyon, maybe Brideriche, had him by the ankles, kind of shook him up a little bit right there, and he was able to stay on his feet and run for the touchdown. Another good display of balance right there.
And it must have been a penalty, a face mask penalty against the Panthers. That'll give the Mustangs another 15. Didn't need any help there. Now the ball's inside the 20, where the Mustangs have a 1st and 10. Must have been a face mask there. That Panther defense is going to have to show up big here late in the second quarter. Keep it tuned for the LaPointe Eye Clinic halftime show coming up in roughly 4 minutes, game time. Game clock starts 4 minutes and 10 seconds to be exact. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs inside the 20. Here's a snap, toss to right on the right side. Panthers bottle them up, no gain. One of the very few times the Mustangs
That's a welcome stop right
no
there.
gain. 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs.
I saw that offensive line piled up right there, and he's still behind, and I said, if he gets positive yards out of this job, I might as well unplug because it'll be a long night. But no, Panthers do a very good job right there. see number 54 for us. That's Tyson Redmond. Checked out of the game for a second.
Up high is Jalen Jenkins. They run in Richmond Drummer at defensive line. He's going to be a crawler, be cutting people in the middle. We got Bronson Davis and Kevin Armstrong finishing out the defensive line. Snap again, toss to right on the right side. Good containment. John Michael Eve turned him up. It's going to be a short gain on the right side. About 3, third down and 7 for the Mustangs. And we need we need a turf monster or another no gain or negative play here.
I'm telling you, Panthers get the turnover right here. You get this sideline back in it. You get this big Bunkie crowd that traveled tonight. You get them back in it. A little flat over there right now. Need something to cheer about.
Yeah, need a spark here. 2:43 to go here in the second quarter. Mustangs driving, 3rd and 7. Ball right at the 15. And it looks like the Mustangs will call a timeout. They will. We'll take a quick timeout. This is sponsored by Sean Super Center. 2:33 left to go here in the first half. 14-7, Mustangs on top.
When it's time to get grilling, it's time to get on over to Scott's Ace Hardware in Bunkie. We are your grilling headquarters in Cenla. Come into Scott's Ace Hardware and check out our Traeger grills, plus all the accessories for Traeger. We've got the Weber grills, with the option of using either charcoal or gas. If you've been looking for the Commando Joe grills, you'll find them at Scott's Ace Hardware. We've also got the Pit Barrel Smokers. And let's not forget about those Bayou Classic Fryers. Whether you're shopping for a grill for yourself or thinking about giving a grill as a gift, you'll find them all at Scott's Ace Hardware in Bunkie. And remember, we've got all your grilling accessories. So let's get grilling with the help of Scott's Ace Hardware in Bunkie.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
All right, welcome back. Coming out of the Sean Super Center timeout. Mustangs looking at a 3rd and 7, 2:33 left to go here in the second quarter. Brought to you by Crazy Katie's. Good field position for the Mustangs. The ball's right at the 15. They're on the near hash, moving left to right on your radio dial. This is a big opportunity for the Panther defense here. Because the Mustangs will be going for it on 4th down. If stopped. Handoff right up the middle to Williams. He's going to have the first down inside the 5. Great play call by Boone and the Mustangs. Get the Mustangs a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Something to keep your eye on right there. Every time that they're way behind the sticks like that, like a 3rd and 7 is obviously not ideal, 3rd and 8. They don't go to the play with right around the side. They usually rely on Williams there on a counter. That has been the case 3 separate times tonight.
5 yards to go for the Mustangs to punch it in and make it a 2-score game. 1st and goal from the 5. There's right in motion. Hand off to Prater on the right side. He's cut down. Going to be short at the 3-yard line where they call him down. 2-yard gain. 2nd and goal from the 3. And this is a team that you don't stop often on the 2-yard line. Game clock continues to run. Under 2 minutes now to go here in the first half. To use a timeout as try to get the ball back as a Panther coach?
I would think that you have called one by now, and I see Coach Nick. He almost looks like he's kind of deliberating over there. If we make a stop here, I think it's an immediate timeout.
1:20 and ticking. 2nd and goal.
He calls the timeout there.
Very late.
Maybe it's the formation, but they're always typically in the same formation there. Josh, if we do say here, a quick Central Louisiana Insurance Consultant score update in Parish. Marksville High School travels to Church Point tonight. Church Point's got a very good team, and Church Point is showing that so far. They're up 29-0 in the second quarter. So I look through here for some of our district mates. Manny High is the number 1 overall seed in 2A. They're up on Independence High School 21-0. And where is Red River? Red River somewhere on this sheet. There they are. They're up 7-0 against As I would say Rayville. If you're from Rayville, you say Rayville.
Rayville, right. So just like people up from Farmerville, Farmerville.
That's
Even
it.
Pineville.
Pineville.
There's no I in that. It's a U-L-L-E. 1:13 to go here in the second quarter. Mustangs on top 14-7, but they are knocking on the door. Second and goal from the 3-yard line as we come out of this Shawn Super Center timeout. Thanks for those score updates. I don't guess Boone was talking anything fancy in that timeout. Let's just hand the ball off to one of our running backs and let our offensive line do what they've been doing pretty much for the entire first half. If you think about it, we'll watch this play first as Kosicki gets under center. Hand off to the right side, Prater. He's going to jump in the end zone. Touchdown. I'll say the Panthers, Avoyelles is doing what they do best. They're running the ball, and they're keeping drives alive, and they're eating clock.
Yeah, Avoyelles is playing their game with their two best players on the sideline. I mean, it is perfect for them. We've been playing for 45 minutes right here. We're almost through a whole half of football. And it's no big plays. We did see the big, long touchdown run, but outside of that, it's just been 3, 4, 5, 8, 3, 4, 2, just on and on and on.
Panthers had one good drive, but really just couldn't get any traction after that. Here's a 2-point conversion to make it a 3-score game. Toss to right on the right side. He's going to be in for the 2-point conversion. It's good. 22-7 now with 1:07 left. Now, we saw the Panthers drive down the field with 3 minutes to go last week. I wonder if Coach Nick tries to put some points on the board to close out the half with 1:07 to go here before halftime.
I think you have to, Josh. When you're down by 15 and the Bulldogs going to get the ball to start the second half, you've got to come out, throw the ball, and try to get in the end zone and make it a one-possession game before going to half.
Panthers have 2 timeouts left. I mean, you're not even really supposed to be relatively in this game, being the number 29 seed. It's 22-7. Panthers to get some kind of score here before half. I think that'll shift the momentum a tad as the Mustangs tee the ball up for this capital sign kickoff, kicking it off left to right. Had an onside kick last time. Kyle Johnson took it to the 40, and the Panthers just stalled out on offense. I really think that's going to be the key. The defense, if they can make one stop, and if the offense can find some kind of traction, find something that works and sticks with it, I think that'll be the game changer. That'll be the key of the game.
I thought before the game, if the Panthers could cause 2 turnovers, they could win the game. We've caused 0 so far, so just a number to keep your eye on.
They have intercepted the ball. They have 1 turnover. They're winning the turnover battle right now. Here's the kickoff. It's going to be a swift kick to the middle of the field. Tanner Lemoyne takes it in at the 10-yard line. Makes a move and tackled. Trying to break some tackles. Still on his feet. Turning and burning. Still moving forward. Still moving forward. Across the 35. And there is your spark as he's down at the 35-yard line. It doesn't take much of a spark, but that is a good spark. And now there's a rustle at the bottom of the pile. Tanner Lemoyne was clearly down. But he had contact at the 25-yard line, ended up at the 35-yard line, dragging defenders.
And wasn't a burst from the 25 to the 35. Yeah. It was a slow, methodical crawl where he was dragging the entire anyone that was trying to bring him down, he was dragging them with him for 10 yards.
56 seconds to go here in the first half. Again, the Mustangs on top, 22-7. Panthers take over on offense on their own 35. Let's see how they finish the first half. Trip receivers to the right, 1 to the near side. That's Dede Alford. Sauseda in the shotgun with ease at running back. He steps to Sauceda's right now. Hard count. Sauseda rolls out to his right, looking to pass. Passes it to the far side. That's caught. That's Dexter Compton catches the ball, but he did hit the ground, so he's going to go down just short of the 43-yard line. 2nd and 5. Clock continues to run. 30 seconds now. Panthers don't look like they're in any type of a hurry up offense. Approaching a half minute, and Coach Nick might take this one in the halftime, 22-7.
I still think we try to get in the field goal range. You're down 15, and the Bulldogs is going to get the ball to start the half.
Yeah, I'd like to see some fight. Every last fingernail, whatever you got, fight with every second. Sauseda gets up to the line, looking at the play clock, only about a 5-second difference. Timeout called by Avoyelles. We'll keep it here. There's only 9 seconds left to go. I wonder why you call a timeout there to Avoyelles.
I'm not sure why Avoyelles would call one. I'm not sure why Bunkie didn't maybe try to take a shot down the field there. A lot of unsure on my part right there.
I'm puzzled. That's really puzzling. Watching football, playing football, just knowing the game. It looked like Bunkie was just wanting to go into halftime. It's not really a fourth down situation. He's looking at 2nd and 4, so Avoyelles really, if you look at it, they don't have a chance to get the ball back before half. Why do you call a timeout there?
Yeah, I don't know why Avoyelles would. Maybe they're just worried about a deep throw or something. I have no... That one's more puzzling than us not going to try to score. Why Coach B called a timeout, I don't know, but here we are.
2nd and 4 for the Panthers. 9 seconds left to go here in the first half. Sauseda in the shotgun. Now looking to get under center. Probably going to kneel the ball here. Looks like that's what's going to happen. And that's what happened. Panthers kneel the ball. Finish the first half. 22-7. Mustangs on top. Stay tuned to the Point High Clinic halftime show. We'll see you here in the second half. Listen to Bunkie Panther Radio, Z95.9.
Red River Bank was founded on the belief of always doing the right thing. Our commitment to integrity, service excellence, and innovation, combined with our local team and technology, have offered our valued customers a better way to bank. From our central Louisiana home to Shreveport, Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, and beyond, Red River Bank is here for you, in branch, online, or wherever you need us. Learn more today at redriverbank.net. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Beckett Johnson on number 3. Thanks for listening to the Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
This is Corey Roy from Roy Scott and James. I've been a practicing lawyer in Louisiana, specifically in Avoyelles Parish, for almost 20 years now. After moving to Marksville, I knew this is where I wanted to return and practice law. So after graduating law school, I began my practice in Marksville and have been here ever since. If you have been injured and need legal help, please give us a call at 318-240-7800. And remember, we're proud to call Avoyelles home.
Factor Steel Buildings offers portable steel buildings with convenient features like roll-up doors and windows. We have a variety of sizes and colors to choose from. We can also help with custom on-site builds as well. Factor Steel Buildings is now owned and operated by Tyler and Nicole Dubrock. Come see us at 1013 Highway 1 in Marksville or call us at 240-8891. Factor Steel Buildings, building relationships one building at a time. The country store on Highway 114 in Hesmer opens at 4:30 every day. We serve daily plate lunches, or you can check out our delicious Hunt Brothers Pizza. The country store has cold beer and liquor. The store is stocked with fishing supplies. All you need to do is get the grease ready, and we can help with that too. Come see us for propane, and we have the best burners and pots. We offer phone cards and money orders, and you can fill your vehicle with quality gasoline. The country store in Hesmer, open until 10:30 every day.
This is Nick Bain, number 62. Thanks for listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Hello, Panthers. This is Coach Caitlin Hillman coming to you live from the Bunkie High School Panther Den with this week's Panther News. All right, getting started. This past week, our progress reports went out to all the students. They were given their J-Campus login information, so that way themselves and y'all could go in and log in and check on their grades. So that went out on Tuesday. So if you have not received that paper, get with your student, and that way y'all can sign in to the J-Campus and look at all their grades. We had our basketball jamboree, which was last night at Marksville High School, and it went great. Congratulations to the Panthers and Lady Panthers in their performances in last night's jamboree. Tomorrow there will be a roadblock happening in Bunkie, and that roadblock, the Profits are going to go to Bunkie High School's High School Beta Club. Okay, we're getting things ready for convention and putting our group talent together. So if you pass by in Bunkie tomorrow at the roadblock, please give to help support the Beta Club at Bunkie High School and all of their convention fees that we may have. There is a girls basketball game on Monday at Bunkie High School at 6:30. So come out and show your pride and support your Lady Panthers. Students get into the game with their ID for $5. On Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, we have our big theater production, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Our theater department has been working extremely hard the past few months on this production. We can't wait to see how it's going to turn out. That's Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Starts at 6:30. It's in the gym. $8 to enter, $5 for students with ID. So come out and show your support for that. On the 18th, which is Thursday, we will be having a blood drive at school. That's open to any students 16 or older. If they're 16, they needed to get the parent form signed. Also, it's open to the community. If there's anyone out there that would like to come and give blood to help support, you can do that on Thursday, the 18th at Bunkie High School. Remember, Thanksgiving break is next Friday, a week from today, till November 30th. And we want to wish all of y'all happy Thanksgiving. During that time, come back nice and refreshed. We have our CLEP testing going on right now. Miss Chrissy has been handling that. We've seen a lot of good things and a lot of passes going on with that CLEP testing. So if you have a student who has taken a CLEP test or will be taking one, give them a little congratulations for taking it. It's a hard test. It gives the school tons of points. So it's something that we want to do our very best in. So we are going to be doing those now till we get out for Christmas break for sure. Remember, our EOC testing starts the second week of December. So if you have students taking EOCs, make sure that they're ready for that. Come back from Thanksgiving break well rested for their EOC. Also, our canned food drive is still going on now until December 9th. We are only around 3,000 pounds away from our goal of 10,000 pounds. Okay? We need your help. Anyone in the community that can come and donate canned goods to Bunkie High School. Again, look, we want to be the winners. We've won the past 3 years. We want to win again, and we want to reach our 10,000 pound goal that we set at the beginning of this canned food drive. Send your kids with canned goods to school. And of course, we have tons of incentives besides the noticeable of just helping one another. Every 10 that they bring, they can wear free dress to school. When they bring 15, they can get a KIR pass. Once they reach 40, they'll get the fun day. Once they reach 80, they will get a concession ticket. And when they get 100, they're going to get bonus points. So bring cans to school or send your kids to school with cans, please. Again, we're collecting that until December 9th. And a little shout out to our high school beta club again. We were able to collect 116 Operation Christmas Child boxes to donate to the Bunkie Baptist Church. That is so awesome. That's 116 lives that are going to be positively affected by your local Bunkie betas all throughout the world. So awesome. Congratulations and a big shout out to them. Remember to download the Bunkie High School app where you can look at games, sports scores, schedules, latest news, and our newspaper, The Paw Print. All right, that's all I've got for you today. And as always, go Panthers.
This is Gregory Shea, number 11. Thanks for listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
For all your eye care needs, it's LaPointe Eye Clinic in Bunkie. Dr. Paul LaPointe and his staff invite you in. Glasses, contact lenses, eye exams. It's all in one place. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive. Call 346-7208 and set up your appointment. Dr. LaPointe accepts most insurance plans. Call 346-7208. Stay tuned after the game and find out who's going to be the LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game. LaPointe Eye Clinic. They are simply the best.
You're listening to the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network across the universe and on your radio at KZLG, Mansura, Louisiana, Z95.9. Welcome
into the bunker of General Gridiron, field marshal of football forecasting. We're about to map out the way this college football weekend is going to go. Will your favorite team be marching to victory, or will the enemy be taking your battle flag? The college football derby hits the home stretch this week 11 weekend. Several teams are jockeying for position to hold that coveted bouquet of flowers in early January. But even more teams are trapped in a paddock of their own mess with no chance to run for the roses. So get in your starting gate, grab your helmet, and man those battle stations. We're ready for another round of General Gridiron's football foretelling. Michigan at Penn State. The Big Ten's close but not close enough cluster get together in the Keystone State. With a Wolverine win, the Buckeyes might start getting a little nervous about the forthcoming fight in Ann Arbor on November 27th. PSU's not that lucky to be dreaming about getting past the Ohio Nuts and back to Indianapolis. For James Franklin's felines, 2022 can't get here fast enough. Harbaugh will have his offense ready to go for this great road opportunity, but that loud throng in white will help keep the winged helmeted air attack grounded. The Generals victor, Penn State in an upset. Oklahoma at Baylor. The Fox Big Noon kickoff this week sets up shop in Waco. The last time these two faced off in McLean Stadium, what a game it was. Matt Rule's burly beast went in front of the top 10 Sooners, only to collapse in the fourth quarter by allowing Jalen Hurts and the OUO to score 24 unanswered points and a thrilling 34-31 Sooner comeback. You know, cardiologists in the Brazos Valley made a fortune after that epic 2019 game. Bears fans now have a nice blend of diet, exercise, and not so high expectations for the football team. Coming off a disappointing loss to rivalry rival TCU, the home team will still be kicking themselves as Lincoln Riley's wagon train rides in and steals a big Big 12 road win. The Generals victor, Oklahoma. Mississippi State at Auburn. Sarah Fuller, where are you? After field goals kept Mike Leach's Pound Puppies from winning last Saturday, the head dog put out an APB on the Stark Vegas campus. Get me a kicker that can actually put the oblong leather object through the uprights. We'll find out on the plains if MSU was successful in their casting call. AP number 16 Auburn's getting ready for their own audition as the quarterback position sputtered in Aggieland and the Tigers' hope of getting back to Atlanta hit a big old pothole. This ESPN 11 a.m. East Alabama time kick will be a real wake-up call, so much so that the folks in orange and blue will sleep right through it. The Generals victor, Mississippi State pulls the SEC West shocker. USC at California. There have been some along the left coast that have called this game the toast of the coast. The General thinks a little too much of that Napa Valley beverage could have helped coin that phrase. That's because it's been 18 years since Cal won a game at home against the Legion from Troy, and that was a 3 OT thriller propelled by a new junior college transfer QB Aaron Rodgers over the then number 3 Trojans. On this football Saturday, neither of these two are ranked in this cross-divisional sit-in on Tightwad Hill. The Generals victor, the Cal Golden Bears. NC State at Wake Forest. So, the battle for the Atlantic Division of the ACC comes down to the success or not of these two Tobacco Road ballers. If the winner of this one can notch just one more conference win, they'll be set to go to Charlotte. But if these two start losing streaks before the regular season wraps, a team called Clemson could be back in uptown Charlotte come the first weekend in December. That's why Mr. and Mrs. Wolf, who were actually married by the Demon Deacon mascot in a ceremony at Reynolds Coliseum back in 1981, hey, congrats on the 40 years of wedded bliss. The pack of wolves better be hungry for another big road win when the chance to jump on the bleeding remains of a once angry preacher await. The Deacs' once red-hot start of a mystery might have been solved by the heels, and now the pack will certainly attack. The Generals victor, NC State. Just ahead, the William and Mary tribe have quite the departure party planned for the soon-to-be Sunbelt member James Madison. Plus, Oxford's got college game day back in town. Will Lee Corso really wear a seersucker suit again, this time in November? Don't go anywhere. General Gridiron will be right back with the winning picks.
My doctor told me my blood pressure is borderline. I figured I could worry about it or do something about it. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. It works safely and naturally to help maintain healthy blood pressure with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed. Asthma symptoms can attack anywhere, like on a city street. Now, you can get fast relief anywhere with new improved Primatene Mist, the only FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. So whether you need relief of symptoms at the park or at your kitchen table, Primatene Mist starts working quickly, opening up your airways to restore free breathing. For temporary relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma, use Primatene Mist and breathe easy again. Available at CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. Use as directed.
Howdy, soldiers. This is General Gridiron back with you. Each week, this fabulous football forecast is heard on some of the finest radio stations where college football shakes the nation, including 101.7 WGOG, the Golden Corners radio station, and the home of the Walhalla Razorbacks high school football team, WGOG FM 101.7 in Walhalla, South Carolina. And WALW FM 97.9, serving Moulton and Lawrence County in Moulton, Alabama. We appreciate all of our radio affiliates. Now, let's get back into the football fight. Georgia at Tennessee. The Vol Navy's been busy building ramparts alongside General Neyland Stadium in preparation for the horde of hounds invading from the south. Kirby Smart's #1 ankle biters seem to be on a predetermined walk in the park before they can plop down in the college football playoff in 2 months. Can the Big Orange crush that dream in this CBS mid-afternoon broadcast? Stetson Bennett's arm and his amazing cast of offensive playmakers, combined with Dan Jackson and Channing Tindall's amazing defensive star power, make the top-ranked K9 super special. But hold your doggy bone, the Hypo Hounds of Knox County are looking mighty good themselves. UGA will strut in with a chip on their shoulder, but old Smokey's going to take a big bite out of that chip, and also out of Uga's behind too.
For all your eye care needs, it's LaPointe Eye Clinic in Bunkie. Dr. Paul LaPointe and his staff invite you in. Glasses, contact lenses, eye exams. It's all in one place. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive. Call 346-7208 and set up your appointment. Dr. LaPointe accepts most insurance plans. Call 346-7208. Stay tuned after the game and find out who's going to be the LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game. LaPointe Eye Clinic. They are simply the best.
This is Caleb Yagnor, number 31. Thanks for listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
All right, folks. Thanks for keeping it tuned here. The LaPointe Eye Clinic halftime show. The score is 22-7 here at halftime. We're about to start the third quarter, brought to you by Scott Case Hardware. Donnie, I was right in the middle of the mix in the end zone there at halftime, just kind of listening to the coaches talk and see what they had to say. For the most part, they feel like their game plan can still be effective. But Coach Nick offensively says one play is really the difference in this ball game, and that's that interception. It was number 7 for Avoyelles, Jalen Smith, who's 6'5", 220 pounds, from his defensive end position, jumped up, tipped the pass from Sauseda, and forced an interception for Avoyelles. And what did Avoyelles do? They marched down the field, ate some clock. Bunkies ran less than 15 plays on offense.
Wow. I've got a Saturday coming up later on the broadcast. That's a stat right there.
And on for Avoyelles, they get the ball here to start off the third quarter. Coach Reagan, who's heading up the defense, he likes, besides that one big play, he says, if we can just force them to snap the ball over and over and over again, any team at any level, if you force them to do it over and over and over again, the odds are you will make a mistake somewhere in there. So he challenged his defense. He said, the Avoyelles will get the ball second half. I challenge you to force that turnover so we can get back in this game. So far, they think one play separates it, and one play can get them back in it.
Amen to that. You got me fired up here. And it's cold up here. I'm still fired up.
So that's
what about coming out in the second half, Josh? We're going to be kicking. You anticipate Luke Smith?
Yeah, I overheard the coaches say we're going to pooch kick. Coach Nick wants to pooch kick. Where Avoyelles won't have a big return, try to pin them back, and let the defense go to work. Coach Reagan did make some defensive adjustments on the defensive end side. He's going to pinch them in a little bit closer because he thinks the linebackers are getting washed out. So he's going to try to free up his linebackers to make some plays on the running backs. So that's the plan. But yeah, coming out, Panthers will be kicking it off. Definitely going to be a pooch kick here.
and see what happens. We've got 2.5 to go before the break, so we'll go ahead and get the Central Louisiana Insurance Consultant stats out of the way for this broadcast. I'll have another one for us next week whenever we're hosting Winfield for the in the second round of the playoffs. I hope you're right, sir. In order for that to happen, the Panthers have to do something, and that's win a road playoff game. Who was the head coach that led the Panthers, and what year was the last time the Bunkie Panthers won a playoff game on the road? This is a total guess. I'll give you one hint. It's not Coach Nick. Coach Nick won a playoff game or two. He has not won one on the road yet. I'm going to take my best guess from the year that Bunkie has made it furthest in the playoffs. I'm going to go with 88 and Coach Gene Bridges. That is correct. In 1988, the Panthers had 4 playoff games, the last of those being the ones that we talked about a lot that was home against Jonesboro Hodge. The game right before that was played in Clinton, and that was the last time that the Bunkie Panthers won a road playoff game. It was in 1988. Coach Nick was what, 2 years old at that time? I was born in 86. We're the same age, so we were 2 years old. 2 years old the last time the Panthers won a road playoff game. I would love to end that streak tonight and us go home next week. And Clinton, that's out in the middle of nowhere. That's St. Francisville, right? In the middle of nowhere. The week before that, they played Kaplan. And the week before that, I believe they played St. Charles. John Roy was the quarterback. And Marcus Adams was a running back. And I don't know Marcus, but from the different stats we've given throughout this year, a few people have stopped me and said, I can't believe that he doesn't hold any of these records that we talked about, because he was as good of running back that Bunkie High has ever seen. And that was in the late 80s. Wow. All right, good stat there. The teams are taking the field now. Bunkie will be kicking it off. They won the toss and elected to receive in the first half. Now they're going to kick it off to Avoyelles right to left. Avoyelles kickoff return team is on the field. Bunkie has yet to take the field, and here they come. And I see someone on kickoff team that I don't normally see. I saw him earlier on the return side of it. It's number 5 out there. He's everywhere. I see Sauseda, number 33, Kane Milligan, Beckett Johnson, Britt Riche, Dede Alford, Kevin Armstrong, Logan Shinver, Kyle Johnson, and Richmond Drummer, and John Michael Lees, Luke Smith doing the kicking. Good job with that lineup. Where the push kick typically goes, I see Josh Williams there. So just something to keep your eye on right there. He's really giving us a lot of trouble tonight, as fast as he is. Luke Smith is the foreign exchange student from the Netherlands. Played soccer, first year playing football, and he push kicks it to the far side. The Bulls Mustangs are going to take it in at the 30, reverse field here to the near side. Good coverage by the Panther defense. He's cut down at Sauseda, and Kane Milligan cut him down at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, and let's see what this Panther defense can do here in the second half. I was very surprised at halftime that everybody was calm, collected, knew their job, and the coaches really just, fine-tuned a few things. Just a little bit of reinforcement. A little bit of reinforcement on what we're already doing, and a few changes to how we can make it better. Not really drastic. It wasn't really emotional. It's just like, this is our job. Let's go out and do it. We need one play to turn this thing around. Let's see if it comes here in the first drive. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball at the 40, moving left to right. Toss here to the near side. That's right. He's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. And the Panthers answer, and Kevin Armstrong needs to stop the shoving, and he does. No gain on the play. That's exactly what the Panther defense was looking for to start the second half. Right? Getting up a little gingerly. That's pretty much their workhorse of a back. 2nd and 10 now from the 40. Kevin is tapping out late to come out. Let's see who takes this place late. That looks like Will Smith. Last time, hurry up, Will, because they're coming out of the huddle. Last time this happened, they ran right at Will to the right side of the formation. Let's see if they do it again. 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. Here's the handoff right up the middle. Gain of 2. Good play there by the linebackers. That's Nick Bain, Sauseda, on the tackle with Caleb Gagnon. Gain of 2
right at the middle, ball at the 42. Third down. Big third down play for the defense. And, man, if there's any time for the Panther fans to get loud and get excited about something, it's this play right here. It may not seem like a big play in the ball game, but it's huge.
Huge. They typically, in these situations, Josh, they're going to Williams here, to Josh Williams when they need a big spark.
3rd and 7 for the Mustangs. A toss to right on the right side, following blockers. He will have the first down as he's dragging Bickett jump off across the 45. First down for the Mustangs. Good hard run there by Wright.
Had an opportunity to bring him down, did not wrap up, tried to go just run into him basically for a kill shot, and that didn't work. Beckett is really gimpy.
He might have to come out the game.
Yeah. It almost looks like a groin injury the way he's walking.
It is. It is. It's not a knee. I can definitely tell you it's
coming out.
Logan Chinver is going to replace him.
If he can get off the field, he is moving very slow.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Once again, in Panther territory now. 10:20 to go here in the third quarter. Brought to you by Scott's Ace Hardware. Here's Williams in motion. Hand off to him to the right side. Runs into some blockers. Sauseda pulls him down right across the line of scrimmage. Short gain. Maybe one there.
Good job by Sauseda right there, wrapping up. Doesn't miss many tackles. Hits him hard and held him up right there. Good job by Hayden.
2nd and 9. 2nd and 9. And they gave him a half. They didn't give him anything. Maybe a half yard there on that play. We'll call it 2nd and 9.5. And the Bulls moving slow out the huddle. The Clockers, they're fleeing right now. They lead this game 22-7. Looking to the sideline now. Once they come out the huddle, looks like Boone may be switching a play up. 2nd and 9. There's Wright in motion. A toss to him to the right side. He's got a big hole on the right side. Finally dragged down by Nick Bain across the 35. Close to the first down. We'll see where they mark it.
I don't think he's quite there.
Official on this side is saying first down. Official on the far side has him 2 yards short. They're going to mark him short.
They're going to split the difference and say 1 yard short.
3rd down and 1 for the Mustangs now. Big play there by Wright. He's done most of the work on the ground tonight for the Mustangs. They break the huddle.
They're breaking the huddle with it as a 3rd down.
They gave him a first down just now. Wow.
Okay.
Gave him a first down late, just moving the chains now. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. There's Wright in motion. Hand off to the right side. Prater. He's tackled. That's Sauseda that makes the tackle right across the 33. Gain of 3. And it looks like it's working a little bit, the halftime adjustments. The linebackers are a little more free. So I'd like to see some negative plays mixed in there.
We need a John Michael Eves turnover right here. I was looking today. I think he has 4 or 5 turnovers this year, maybe an interception and 4 fumble recoveries. We need John Michael Eves to come up with the ball right here.
Mustangs would love to eat up this whole third quarter. 2nd and 8. Hand off to Williams on the right side. He slipped the tackle, slipped another, finally brought down. And the Panthers had him in the backfield for a loss, but such great balance for a running back, was able to get a gain out of that stretch play to the left side. Brings up a 3rd down and 5. And again, the Panthers need to step up and make a big stop here on 3rd down.
3rd and 5, and with this Mustang offense, obviously they haven't put the ball in the air yet tonight, so the clock never stops. I mean, it's just bleeding against you right here. They've already gotten into the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. Panthers down 22-7.
3rd and 5. Here's the handoff to the right side. Prater's got a lot of room. 1st down again, and that play right there, it's almost becoming predictable on 3rd down. They're going to do a dive right up the middle with Prater, and he's getting easy yardage there right up the teeth of the Bunkie defense, and they're wearing him down now. Another 1st down for the Mustangs. This is Boone ball. This is how he likes it. Let's run, and let the clock run with us. Another 1st down for the Mustangs ball at the 20. Our defense is looking a little worn. Hands on the hips. We need a turnover here.
Need a spark somehow, some way.
Here's a snap, a toss to right, on the right side, a lot of room, a lot of blockers, tripped up. Right at the 15, that's Nick Bain, makes a tackle right on the 15-yard line, but a flag is thrown. Sideline warning, no, unsportsmanlike against Bunkie.
It's got, by now, I don't know for certain, but Kevin Armstrong is mixing it up after every play.
As a senior, you've got to have the experience and the knowledge of how big of a game you're in and how anything you do can negatively impact your team, and that is just a boneheaded play.
I don't know exactly who was on, but there were 2 or 3 times that I saw, Kesman, be careful here. They might give it a penalty. I don't know who exactly was on right there, but just a really costly mistake for the Panthers. Is going to bring up a first and goal.
First and goal from the 10. Avoyelles does not need any help. They get a free 15 there from the Panther defense. Stopper under center now. 2 backs in the backfield. His right in motion. Handoff to Prater on the right side. That play's worked all night. It worked again. Touchdown. They cannot stop Prater on the right side. That thing's going to go up by 3 scores. There's another penalty, and that one's definitely on Kesman as he was standing over number 50. And if the first one was on him, they'll throw him out of the game. As we're shoving someone in for him right now. The Mustangs will go up 28-7, waiting the 2-point conversion. Touchdown is good. Another unsportsmanlike against that Panther. That one's definitely on 44 right there. Coach Nick is walking to the sideline. He is not happy. Kez is one of the best players on this Panther football team, and his head's just got to be in a better place than that.
Yep.
It's going to be really tough to come back on a Avoyelles team that runs so much clock by running the football. Here's a 2-point conversion try. Hand off to Prater on the right side. They stack him up. No good. Score will remain 28-7. Panthers need, the real question is, can the Panthers get something going and put some points on the scoreboard?
Going to be tough. Got to happen here, though. Got to start right now.
It's got to happen this drive. By the way, Avoyelles controls the clock. The Panthers may have 2-3 more possessions in this football game, and they're going to have to put some points up every time they get the football.
Yep. We've got to score here, and we've got to somehow get an onside kick or 2 to make this happen.
There is no tomorrow for the Panthers if they lose here in the first round of the playoffs. If I'm coaching, which I'm not, and I never will, but I'm pulling out all the stops here. After this possession, it's onside kicks. I'm taking some shots. Coach Nick did say that there's a safety new in the game for the Avoyelles Mustangs that he wants to try to take a shot on. Inexperienced, since Sampson's out, usually plays safety. He's going to try to take a shot on a safety. So let's see what happens here. Avoyelles is going to kick it off. Now that personal foul, that unsportsmanlike penalty is going to be assessed on the kickoff now, where Avoyelles will tee it up at the 45-yard line of the Panthers.
It just hurts you in so many ways. It takes him off the field. It moves the ball considerably further up, and they're coming for blood here with this onside kick formation.
28-7 with 6:40 to go here in the third quarter. Brought to you by Scott H. Hardware. Prater tees it up to kick the ball. Tight little half circle around him. They could onside kick, pooch kick, a lot of possibilities right here. It will be an onside kick in the middle, and the Panthers will jump on it at the 35. There is a big pile, but I believe the Panthers jumped on it.
Yeah, up guy right in the middle. I'm not sure who he was. Let's see. That is number 77. You don't see that typically on a hand team, but Bronson Davis, good job by him corralling it, covering it up.
Panthers got to score quick here. Like I said, they're limited on possessions now just by the style of football that Avoyelles plays. They run the clock by running the football over and over again. Do not have one pass attempt here in this game. They don't need to pass the ball. Panthers have got to score quick here to make this a two-score game. Right now it's 28-7. I think we'll try to get Kyle Johnson involved here. We might run that option pass play here as well. Panthers come out with three receivers to the right. John Michael Lee's at quarterback, Sauseda at the up back. Here's Johnson in motion. Fake hand off to him. He keeps it on the right side, has a big hole. Cut down across the 40. Good opening play there for the Panther offense. Sauseda lead blocking now. And the Panthers do, I see you rolling your fingers, they do need to have a little sense of urgency here and try to get a score way before this 6 minutes rolls off the third quarter. Yeah, you're down by 21 right here, 28-7 ball game. I'll be honest, Josh, I don't think the Panthers have played really poorly tonight. Avoyelles has played a very good game, but the Panthers got to have some urgency here. We need a spark to get this crowd going, get this team going, and get back into this ball game. Eves and Sauseda in the backfield. Sauseda at running back now. Eves at quarterback. Hard count again. Now he snaps the ball, looking to pass, still looking. Passes it down the field, off the hands of Dede Alford, wide open. Would have been a first down. And you can't drop a ball like that here in a playoff game. The flag is on the field. This is going to go against the Panthers. And they're going to accept the penalty of our 18 Coach Booth. Illegal man downfield. Panthers will be playing from behind the sticks now. What an unfortunate play right there. Will remain third down. Good throw by John Michael. Dede Alford in the middle of the field by himself. Bounces right off of his chest. Third down and 10 for the Panthers now. Ball at the 35. And of course, I know you would. Let's see if Coach Nick does. If you don't get, it's second down. Repeat, second down. I was about to say, if you don't get the first down, you're full down territory the rest of this game. I mean, you're down by 3 and there's no tomorrow. They're respotting the ball now while the clock is just ticking away. Referees on in a hurry now. We're approaching 5 minutes here in the third quarter. Panthers run on somebody late. That's Dexter Compton Jr. in the slot. Sauseda stays in at running back. John Michael Lee takes the snap at quarterback. Play action pass. Hits Kyle Johnson in the flat. Has to beat a defender around the corner. He does. He's on the sideline. He will have the first down. No, they call him a yard short. It's so hard to tell, but I do think that's the correct spot, 1 yard short. He does get out of bounds, which stops the clock. Third down and 1 for the Panthers. Got to get Kyle more involved here. As you see right there, Avoyelles full of athletes on there. He just out-athleted one of their guys. He had a little bit of an angle on him. He got around him relatively easy. I think for the Panthers to have a chance, they have to score before the third quarter's out. I agree. And call the turnover. That's two things that have to happen to give yourself a chance in this football game. He stays in at quarterback, so I'll see that running back. Drops back to pass. Passes it in the middle of the field. Incomplete pass. Had Sauseda wide open here to the near side. And the pass was intended for Kyle Johnson. I didn't see Hayden where he was open on this side. Slipped through. Yep, he slipped through wide open with green grass right in front of him. Eves didn't see him. 4th and 1. I did not like that call on 3rd and 1. Now it brings up a 4th and 1. Can the Panthers convert and keep this drive alive? That incompletion stops the clock at 4:45. Now why is he moving the ball back? 4th and 1 for the Panthers. Hard count by East Molly. Snaps the ball, rolls out to his right, passes it. It's going to be overthrown and intercepted by the Mustang defense, and that it's not that play, Josh. It's the play before when you have 3rd and 1. You've got 2 opportunities to get it. I think you've got to put the ball on the ground and say, let's start these downs over and get another first down. I did not like those 2 play calls at all. You got 1 yard to go, and you put it in the air both times and put yourself in a worse situation than what you were in. Really, really puzzling there. The only hope for the Panthers now is to get a turnover here really quick. Have not been able to stop the Avoyelles Mustang offense. Here's the snap, handoff right up the middle of the Prater. Quite a few yards, 5 to the 45. Second down and 5 for the Mustangs. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The Mustangs
and an insurance consultant score update also in district. Dunham is up 41-3 at half on Holy Savior Menard. Menard shares the district with Bunkie and Avoyelles as well.
Second and 5. Handoff to right on the near side. Whistle's blown.
Oh, don't do that. Ah, John Michael.
What happened there, Donnie?
So they blew the play dead on a false start by the Mustangs, and John Michael, I don't know, didn't hear it or whatnot, but ended up pushing one of their guys to the ground for a personal foul.
That hurts the Panthers right there.
A lot of self-inflicted wounds tonight.
Very much so. 2 interceptions, 2 turnovers. And the Mustangs will have good field position. Will most probably bleed out the rest of the third quarter with 3:51 to go. It's 28-7. They'll back up 5 and then move forward 15. So the ball will be spotted right around the 35-yard line. And give the Mustangs a first down. They're taking their time. Spot this football is kind of hard with no hash marks. They be spotted right at the 35-yard line. And here come the Mustang offense. Breaking the huddle. First and 10 for them at the 35. Clock starts to run. 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Here's a handoff to Prater on the right side. Slips a tackle. Slips another. We do have a flag. Picked a big hit.
And they just threw something on Kesman again. There's
Flags
targeting him.
Flags thrown everywhere. Flags thrown everywhere on that play. I believe that was a holding call and then another personal foul. They'll sort it out here in a second.
Let's see.
It was unsportsmanlike against the Mustangs and a holding call. This may back them up.
Good. That's what we need. They are really, I've watched the start of the play. They're going, they are antagonizing 44, Kevin Armstrong for us and trying to make him make another mistake, another mental mistake. They're really going after him. They had 2 guys on him.
And the Mustang fans are letting them have it now. They don't like that call. They don't see their team moving backwards often. But a personal foul will do that. First and 20 now for the Mustangs at the 45. And they start the clock, 3:20 to go. Yeah, keep your eye on Kevin Armstrong here to the near side playing defensive end. Here's a snap. There's a pitch to the far side. That's Williams. He's got a lot of room on the outside. In pursuit is Logan Tinbear. Williams has an 18-yard gain to the far side. First time we've seen that pitch play, and it goes for a big one. Tell you what, they had a block by number 50 for the Mustangs. That was Jacoby Kennedy.
How old is he? What grade is he in?
He is a senior.
He has played a really good game. Every time I look up, if he's tangled up, coupled up with someone, really good blocker for them.
And it must have been a flag on the play again as they're backing.
Maybe that really good block was a hold. That's the only thing I could think of because he had Britt Riche wrapped up pretty tight.
Yeah, he might have had him wrapped up as he was driving him to the ground. So the Mustangs are back up even more. Now in their own territory to the 45, first and 30. And if there's any opportunity for the Panther defense to force a turnover on down, just right here, as the Mustangs have 30 yards to go. 2:48 to go here in the third quarter. Again, the Mustangs lead 28-7. Here's the play. It's a rollout pass. Complicated looking to pass. It's going to be intercepted by Logan Schindler. And a flag is on the play. Don't know who it's on. Hopefully not the Panthers.
No, their offense hasn't left the field.
I did not see what happened. That was intercepted by Logan Schindler in his free safety position, but a flag was thrown, and the referee is pointing, holding on the defense. That's going to erase that interception, which would have been a huge break for the Panther defense. That would give the Mustangs 10 yards. And the referees are still talking about it. What a boneheaded play by the Panther defense. The first pass attempt for the Mustangs was intercepted, but called back due to a holding.
Still just with these high school rules are just different than Pittsburgh, but it is still a 1st and 20 now.
1st and 20. Mustangs won't be passing it anymore, I don't believe. Here's right in motion, counter play up the middle. That's Williams, got an opening. He's going to the house. The flag is down. Don't know who this is going to be on. A flag is down, usually from the holding area. I believe they're holding Sauseda in the middle. We'll see what the call is. Donnie, that is 6 straight plays with flags.
6 in a row. It's chippy out there. I'm watching our guys on defense. Their sideline is all over them. There's a lot of chatter going back and forth there.
This is going to be on the Panther defense.
Even their guys were backing up thinking that they made the penalty. I mean, my goodness.
Touchdown is good. This goes against the Panther defense. Don't even know what the call is. There wasn't an official call. Touchdown for the Mustangs, and this game is officially out of hand.
Yep. It's now 34-7. Bunkie scored in their opening possession in lightning speed. Offense looked good. Offense looked like it was clicking. And since then, we've done not much on offense.
Nothing, pretty much nothing. Had an opportunity to get closer to that last drive. 3rd and 1, pass the ball. Sauseda comes out on a 2-point conversion try. 34-7 here in Mooreville. Avoyelles is going to go for 2. Minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Toss to the right side, that's right. Another flag thrown as Wright walks into the end zone. And another flag thrown.
Gotten out of hand.
The refs cannot keep the flags in their pants tonight. There's probably a lot of frustration there from the Panther defense. A lot of jawing back and forth. This is an in-parish opponent, and they've ejected Kesman Armstrong. And the crowd here is going nuts. Another flag is thrown.
What was this one for?
Another flag was just thrown.
Nothing has happened in 2 minutes.
Now they eject Tyson Redmond.
You don't like to see this. Now the ref stops Tyson from running off.
The refs are going to talk about it. We're going to take a quick break, y'all.
Good idea.
34-7, 2 minutes left. This is Bunkie Panther Radio Z 95.9.
Time for Riding Shotgun with a Gunslinger. Tough questions for football tough guy, Brett Favre.
Dear Brett, my dog is too fat to jump in my truck. What should I do? First, go to favrates.com for a great auto quote in 4 minutes from Farm Bureau. Then, put your dog on a diet or get a little trampoline so it can bounce in your truck. Tough call. I'd go trampoline.
Great rates, fast claims, real service, auto, home, and life. Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau.
Now, it looks like Mardi Gras over here in Mooreville. The refs will just keep throwing things in the air, but unfortunately it's those yellow
flag. Not D's. It's not Devine. It's C. They're discussing this with Coach Nick. We know for certain that number 44, Kevin Armstrong, has been ejected. I think they gave the signal for number 54, senior Tyson Redmond, to be ejected, but then one referee stopped him from coming off the field as if he wasn't ejected. So now they're all huddling around Coach Nick to try to explain this. All the while, it's a 34-7 Mustang lead right now. With 2 minutes left in the third, Panthers definitely had their opportunities and didn't make anything of it. This drive right here was just a flag festival, I guess you could say. There was 6 plays in a row where flags were thrown, both on each team. The Mustangs at one point were looking at a 1st and 30, had a big play, then a couple personal foul penalties. We had an interception, a holding call on that interception that erased the interception, the only turnover the Panthers would have had. And now they are still meeting with Coach Nick. They're still meeting. We're going to take another break here. Again, it's 34-7, 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter while they discuss this with Coach. Well, hold up, they're just coming out now. Had a long discussion with Coach Nick. Probably explaining now he's going to come over and what happened and explain it to Coach Boone. In 34-7 with 2 minutes left, the Avoyelles Mustangs just scored a touchdown, and they're about to attempt a 2-point conversion. We'll update on some playoff scores around right now. Markville is down 42-6 in the third quarter. Manny, who is in our district, is up 35-0 at half. General Trask, who's a school to watch in these playoffs, is up 46-6. And who do you have winning the state championship this year? I don't think it's Manny. I haven't seen everyone, but I don't think you can win it. I think Manny's great. I was super impressed with him in 2A. I don't think you can win it without a passing attack. You have to have something to get guys off there. I don't think Avoyelles wins it. They would be considerably down my list. General Trask, and look for Red River to make some noise, deep in the playoffs as well. Here's a toss to the right, and he's going to walk in for the 2-point conversion. It is good. Gervais right, and that defense is really hurting now without Tyson Redmond and Kevin Armstrong. 36-7 now here in Mooreville, Louisiana. Panthers will have another crack at it on offense for sure. And we started this quarter. They had 12 minutes on that clock. There's 2 left. Panthers did not have the football. Did they have the football here in the third quarter? Yes, they did. John Michael Eves threw an interception on the Panthers' last drive in the third quarter. 36-7. Doesn't look like the Panthers are going to win this game unless they got a few miracles here in the second half. And if I was to guess, Boone is going to attempt an onside kick here. He wants the ball for the rest of this football game. Yeah, I see we got some hands guys. Got Outlier, Noah Newton. We got Brunson Davis, Dexter Compton, number 6, who I think has the best hands on the team. I agree. We haven't seen him catch many balls in the game, but we watch pre-games. He does not miss one. There's a group of 5 of them right in the middle where they look to see the ball go. Prater's going to tee it up at the 45. I'd like to know what was in that conversation with Coach Nick and what happened. I guess I'll find out later in the week. Onside kick in the middle of the field. The ball is loose, and the Avoyelles Mustangs might have it, and they do. It looks like it came off the... it looks like the Mustangs have it. Could it bounce off of Bronson Davis's left shin? And that's how you play boom ball. You don't give the opponent any opportunity to get the football. Whenever you have a running offense like this, you can pretty much finish out this football game. Yeah. So the Panthers do not get the ball. Mustangs keep the ball in Panther territory at the 44-yard line. Donnie, I will be leaving you a few minutes early. I completely understand. Here's the snap.
Handoff right up the middle of the player. Oh, and he is. No, that's a hit right there. Lays the wood. Jesus. That's a hit right there. That is a big league hit. He looked like a caged dog coming out and eating that play up. Drove him in the ground. He knows, and most all likelihood, he's got 13 minutes left in his high school career, and he's bringing the wood. As all 11 on that Panther defense should be doing. 2nd and 9 for the Avoyelles Mustangs. Coach is up here calling for a counter. Hand off to the right side. A lot of room for right. Sauseda makes a tackle along with ease right at the 44-yard line. Good gain there for the Mustangs. Gives them a 3rd down and about 3. We'll call it 2. Good spot. 3rd and 2. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Mustangs have rattled off 36 in a row. Yeah, so getting back to the championship, I think Manny's going to be in the mix. I think they're in the mix because the second half we saw from them is very impressive. General Trask is a team that's come on the scene, and they're explosive on offense. Got a good defense. I think they'll be in the mix. Those are my two. I see those two. They may be on the same side. There's a handoff right up the middle. That's Williams who gets loose. Sauseda tackles them right at the 22-yard line. 1st down for the Mustangs. I think they may be on the same side. They could be. And I'll throw one other name. We mentioned it would be Amy. Yeah. I know Amy, they're a little lower seeded because I think they had to forfeit a game or two, if I remember correctly. And so they're just kind of like an old sleeping dog right there. But teams that we've seen, 2 teams that have been very impressed with that we've seen outside of Manny was Red River and Jonesboro Hodge. Jonesboro Hodge quarterback looks like Drew Brees back there. At the end of the 3rd quarter, brought to you by Scott Bates Hardware. We'll take a quick break. This is Bunkie Panther Radio, Z95.9.
Sean Super Center in Hesper has straight shooting prices on guns and ammunition. We carry brands you can trust in any caliber you could want. Whether you're looking for a firearm for your next outdoor adventure, something for the shooting range, or even something for home defense, our prices are the best in Central Louisiana, and we receive new shipments every day. Sean Super Center is also known for our catering. Let us make your next gathering the taste of the town. The store is stocked with fresh produce and quality meat, and we even have a butcher on site for custom cuts. Start your next adventure by visiting our deli, which serves plate lunches every day. We cook those home-style plate lunches that everyone in Avoyelles loves. And from the menu, we serve the best burgers, sandwiches, po' boys, wraps, and seafood. Call 597-9940 to place an order or stop by any day of the week. We open early and we'll have biscuits and hot coffee waiting for you. Sean Super Center, Main Street in Hesmer.
Hi, welcome back, folks. This is the start of the 4th quarter, brought to you by Sims Sports State Bank. My friend Chris Russo texted me earlier, said he was listening in. Chris, if you're still listening, thank you. And to everybody at Sims Sports State Bank for sponsoring Bunkie Panther football this year. We want to thank all our sponsors, Factor Steel Building, Scott, Ace Hardware, Roy Scott and James, J&J Exterminating, Crazy Katie's, of course, Sims Sports State Bank, Red River Bank for sponsoring the Red Zone, Sean Super Center, and Capital Signs. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs inside the 25 now. First play of the 4th quarter will be a toss. Handoff right up the middle. And the ball was on the ground momentarily. Sauseda on the tackle. No gain. The Panther comes up with a football, but they must have called him down. Britt Richey combined on the tackle as well. They spotted at the 20-yard line. No gain on the play. They actually give them a yard. What a good spot. 2nd and 9 now for the Mustangs. Josh Williams checked out of the game for them. Number 7, their big defensive end, checks into the game at fullback. That's Smith. Toss here to the near side. Prater bouncing off a tackle. Struck down. Sauseda makes the tackle again, just short of the 15.
Looks like Britt Richey may be in on that as well.
Absolutely. He's played a heck of a game. To me, he's probably one of the most improved players this year.
Without a doubt. Britt has come a long way this year and is really playing his best football these past few weeks.
3rd and 5 for the Mustangs now. Ball inside the 20. We'll call it the 16, moving right to left. 36-7. Mustangs lead. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle again as Josh Williams bounces off of a tackle. Bounces off of another. Finally trips up across the 10. And he is just like a little pinball.
Man, I mean, he was dead to right. Jalen Jenkins hit him in the backfield. Bounced off of that, kept his balance. Someone else hit him, got away from that, and brings up and gets the first down on it. So it's going to bring up a 1st and goal for the Mustangs.
1st and goal from the 9 for the Mustangs. 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Brought to you by State Bank. Give a shout out. Well, I think he's at this game. I was going to give a shout out to Michael Rubichet.
He is. I saw him across there earlier.
1st and goal for the Mustangs. His right in motion, a toss to him to the right side, trying to get the edge. Runs right past John Michael, and he's going to jump into the end zone for another Mustang score. Touchdown. And I almost want to bet you another $5 to get my money back.
Yeah, let's go double or nothing right here.
Double or nothing is going to be an onside kick from Boone.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that one.
It's now 42-7. Waiting the 2-point conversion. You know, Avoyelles Mustangs offense looks good even without Bazard and Sampson.
Yeah, I thought Sampson was one of the better players we saw all year.
And granted, folks, this is the best team Avoyelles has had in recent history,
yeah.
Probably school history. Handoff to the right side. Nothing doing there. Jalen Jenkins, Sauseda, and Britt Richey combine on the stop for that 2-point conversion. Those 3 right there are playing their tails off.
Yeah, 3 seniors right there. Yeah, I thought when we saw Zakarian Sampson earlier this year, his speed, his quickness, I just thought he was a difference maker for them. And I thought this offense for the Mustangs might struggle tonight without him. We did not see him in pregame. I thought that's a big blow for them. And now I look up at the scoreboard. There's 9:40 to go, and they're up 42-7.
And when you're playing a number 4 seed, you cannot give them any opportunity. If the Panthers gave them 2 big opportunities by throwing interceptions, one of which where you were only down 7 points, threw an interception. They took it to the end zone on offense, made it a 2-score game, and they've just been running away with it ever since.
Same group of 5 right there up the middle, Josh, where they recovered their onside kick from last time.
Do you have the Winfield score?
Yeah, Winfield was up 15-13 in the 3rd quarter against Delcom, but they have since scored 2 touchdowns, and it's now 30-13.
So if Winfield wins,
and Avoyelles wins, and Avoyelles hosts Winfield next week right here.
That'll be a good game. Winfield played Avoyelles very close in the regular season. Line drive kick. Dede Alford takes it in at the 20. Dancing around the middle, finally cuts up. He's holding the ball like a loaf of bread. Brought down short of the 35. We'll get to see the Panther offense take the field at 35.
We'll get to see the Panther offense be down $10 now.
I'm down $10.
Just when you thought they were going to onside it, they kick it deep.
That's why I don't coach. You know, I just watch and call the game.
That's it. Well, you do a good job at it. I've enjoyed this season with you. I know it's been an emotional roller coaster, you know, having your son out there. He's a leading passer. He's a leading rusher. He's a leading tackler on the team. So props to you. What a great football player. Will go down as one of the better ones in Bunkie High history.
I appreciate that. It's been an honor to watch him play.
And he'll go down as the leading tackler in the history of the school.
Yeah, what an incredible
what an honor.
Honor. Takes the handoff, now rolls out to the right. Looking to throw, throws it to Dexter Compton on the near side, out of bounds, gain of 3. On looks like what was a busted play there by the Panthers. Makes a little something out of nothing. There's Dexter Compton with those hands.
Yeah, I like it. You throw it number 6's way, we haven't seen him drop one.
A gain of 6, actually, 2nd and 4. 2nd and 5. Yeah, I really don't toot his horn any more than anybody else. But I will say it now, that it's his last game. It's been an honor to watch him. I've watched him play tackle football since he was 9 years old. And I'm just very proud of him. And if he ever watches this film again, I just want to tell you, Hayden, that I love you. And you made some of the best memories of my life watching you play football. Here's the snap. Take the hint. Sauseda keeps it up the middle. Gained about 3 yards right across the 40. Clock continues to run, 7.5 minutes. I don't see the Panthers doing anything crazy right now. 42-7 ball game. 3rd and 4, we'll call it. And if I know my son, just like I know any senior that plays a skill position, they want the ball. Yeah. Right now to finish out their career. I just watched a player check in and told Logan Chinbeer, hey, you're off. And he never moved. Then he looked around, he saw sophomore Noah dude right here, there, you're off. I'm staying on this field. You got a few more years to go. Trips formation to the near side. Sauseda keeps it up the middle. Squirts forward across the 45. It's going to be close to a first down. They may mark him a half-yard short. And they should have been running this offense all game. Yep, I agree. 3rd and short. Tanner Lemoyne checks on. Huck Bias checks off. 6.5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter, brought to you by Simsport State Bank. Yeah, Donnie, as this game's winding down, I just want to say how easy and fun it's been to call games this year. And my stepdaughter, Ava, is on the dance line. She's a freshman. My wife is a dance line sponsor, so they'll have me 4 years. And my youngest son, Madden, looks like a flag. Whistles are blown or a timeout. Timeout. Bunkie. 4th and 1. Sorry, Bunkie takes a timeout. That is a Sean Super Center timeout. Getting back to what I was saying. My stepdaughter's a freshman on the dance line. My wife is a dance line sponsor. So I'll be here calling games for the next 4 years. Your son's a sophomore. That's it. Oh, I got so many kids behind him, Josh. I think your contract runs 2052 or something like that. Somewhere around there. And then I have an 11-year-old, Madden. He'll be coming here playing football. So they got me for at least 8 more years. I enjoyed. I've been calling games before Hayden got here. And it was just an honor to have the best seat in the house, talk football with you. And we want to thank KZLG, Louis Coco, Dee Lemoyne. It takes a village to make this broadcast work. All of our sponsors. Keelan Laborde, who was there every week with us on the other end. Yeah, it takes a village, and we thank them all. Without everybody working together and donating their time and all these great sponsors, you wouldn't be able to follow us every Friday night. And I want to thank the community. We have had so many compliments about this broadcast. That we keep it positive, that we kind of explain what's going on. So continue to listen for years and years to come. 4th and 1 for the Panthers. Sauseda gets under center now. This is going to be a quarterback sneak right up the middle. His second effort's going to get it. He was stopped behind the line and wasn't going to be denied that first down. That is a first down brought to you by Roy Scott and James as we're under 6 minutes now in the 4th quarter. Sauceda's still down. I see he's pretty gimpy. He probably has to. He's not coming. He's telling Tanner Lemoyne get off the field. He'd have to put a toe strap around him right now. I think Coach Nichols sent in Tanner Lemoyne and was going to put John Michael at quarterback. I don't even know if Tanner was coming in for Hayden, but Hayden saw someone coming in off that sideline and he said, "Listen, Casey's for me. Number 1, turn around and get back on the sideline." 1st and 10 for the Panthers. He's at quarterback now. Drops back to pass. Throws it up to the middle of the field. Got Dede Alford open. It's right through his hands. His second drop of the football game. And that would have been a big one. Wow, good thrown ball by Eves. And Dede Alford just drops another one thrown straight to him. Eves, maybe a little glimpse into next year's team, throws a really good ball. I've been very impressed with his arm.
We've definitely got some wideouts that can catch the ball, and Day brings a lot of size.
That should have stopped the clock. It does not. The clock continues to
We must
run.
be in an agreement right here of a running clock.
It stopped momentarily and then started. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. I'm going to leave you at about 2 minutes.
I was about to say, I can't believe he's still here.
Hand off to Eves on the near side. Gets across the 50. Gives the Panthers a 3rd down and 4. Coach Nick calling in the plays from the sideline. Again, it's 42-7. The Bulls Mustangs are going to win this game. By how much, we don't know yet. And this is going to be the end of the season for the Bunkie Panthers. Only one team gets to hold up that trophy at the end of the year, though, Donnie.
Yep.
3rd and 4 for the Panthers. Sauseda calls for the ball, low snap, keeps it himself on the left side, lets it play, squirts up the middle, has the 1st down across the 40. There's the Roy Scott and James 1st down for the Panthers. Moves the chains, 3.5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. East checks out of the ball game. Kevin Armstrong comes back on the field. Obviously, he wasn't ejected. He trots back on the field.
That's unbelievable.
Unless he's trying to sneak on without.
I watched the referee give the signal.
Maybe that's what that discussion was about.
It must have been. It must have been. That's what the lengthy discussion was about.
He checks in at running back. 3 receivers to the near side and 1 to the top. I think we take a shot here. Put some points on the board. Speed option to the near side. Sauseda keeps it himself. Squirts through some defenders. He stays on his feet. Run over. He's on his feet. Breaks out of a tackle. They cannot bring him down. Finally, they do at the 20-yard line.
All the way to the Mustang 20, and he just gave Coach Boone a little point right there.
I saw that. All right, Donnie, this is where I leave you.
Josh, I've enjoyed it. Why don't you head down and greet Hayden on the field pulling this in?
I will. Everybody, I'm Josh Sauseda. It's been a good season, and we'll talk to you next year. Everybody have a safe and blessed weekend. Good night.
All right, as Josh steps away, I will take over the controls here. I see Hayden has checked out, or they've asked him to get out after he pointed at the head coach. That's unsure, but I'm not going to say any more if anyone's been ejected because we don't know. John Michael is in at quarterback, fumbles the snap, low snap, and now we've got some extracurriculars breaking out. 2 more flags, some more pushing going on. Coach Boone on the field, pulling number 50 off of the field. This game has gotten way out of hand, and as we were very interested in last week's handshake, we'll definitely be interested in this one as well. I see Colin Gallen coming off of the field. Unsportsmanlike on the Mustangs. Unsportsmanlike on the Panthers. Those offset. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in this ball game. Play clock has not started yet. Coach Nick is talking to John Michael on the sideline. If they don't start that play clock, we might not run another play here. 50 seconds to go. Tonight's LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game is going to be, once again, Hayden Sauseda. Hayden had a remarkable career, so part of it is that, and part of it is absolute dogged mentality throughout this game. John Michael takes the shotgun snap, hands it to Kevin Armstrong, who's running. Gang tackle on him. It takes 6 of them to bring him down. It looks like that could be the last play of the game. We're lining up to shake hands, at least Coach Nick trying to get them to. And that is it. Final here at Mustang Stadium. Avoyelles 42, Bunkie 7. Thank you and good night.
You've been listening to Bunkie High School Football, brought to you by the Bunkie Panther Club. Join us next time when once again your mighty Bunkie Panthers will be on the air, brought to you by the Bunkie Panther Club. Thank you for listening and have a safe weekend. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you as a live presentation on Z95.9 KZLG.
You're listening to the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network across the universe and on your radio at KZLG, Mansura, Louisiana, Z95.9.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg.